Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Trades Talk with me, your host, Pop. Yes, sir, you are in the most industrial stream you'll see on a Tuesday night. And here we go through a lot of things from an industrial point of view. We'll look at some news out there, see what's going on in industry. We'll have some articles on the shortage of tradesmen out there. And then, everyone's favorite time, picture time. Everyone likes picture time. So we'll get to that. But first, before all that, I just want to say hello to David Glenn. How you doing, David? Good to see you. An Angry Canadian. Good old AC. I'm glad you were able to show up. I know it's late for you, but I appreciate you sticking around. And Gap, wow, you're really right early into the stream. Nice. Grease is the word that you heard. Yes. You did make it early, Gap. Yep. And, I was wondering about the title of the stream tonight. I wanted to say something about lube and all that, but I'm not even sure if YouTube will, censor it or whatever. So I just went with Grease Me Up, Woman. Or just Grease Me Up. If anybody knows where that reference is from, then, hey, hope your back feels better. Anyway. Let's move along here to Plant Magazine. Seeing a few of the stories that they're covering. And let's see if there's any good news for a change. Saskatchewan, Alberta, and Ontario premiers signed agreement to build energy and trade infrastructure. Okay. That's it, yeah. Grease me up, woman. Saskatchewan Premier Scott Moe, Ontario Premier Doug Ford, and Alberta Premier Danielle Smith signed the Memorandum of Understanding, or an MOU, to build energy and trade infrastructure aiming to bring Ontario's critical minerals and Western Canadian oil and gas to new markets. Canada imposing tariffs? Oh, man, I hope not. It's making it something worse, that's all. As the world grapples with President Trump's unfair tariffs, it's more important than ever to build a resilient and self-reliant economy here at home, said Premier Ford. This agreement sends a clear message. Ontario, Alberta, and Saskatchewan are ready to get shovels in the ground and move forward on projects that will secure our long-term prosperity. Why didn't they do this years ago? Why does it take some guy to in the States to raise tariffs in order for us to get us to work together? It's ridiculous. The MOU calls for new pipelines to be built using Ontario steel along a route that will connect Western Canadian oil and gas to new and existing refineries in southern Ontario, as well as a new deep-sea port in James Bay. The MOU calls for new rail lines also built using Ontario steel and to connect critical mineral deposits located in Ontario's Ring of Fire region to ports in Western Canada. We are sending a clear signal that Canada's energy future will be built by Canadians for Canadians, said Premier Moe. This agreement commits our provinces to work together to unlock new markets, shore up our supply chains and from mine to port, and advocate for the federal reforms our industry needs. By advancing pipelines, rail connections, and critical mineral processing capacity, we are safeguarding thousands of jobs, strengthening our energy security, and fostering sustainable growth. We're taking action to grow our economy, build real infrastructure, and get major projects moving, said Premier Smith. Alberta is proud to lead the way in uniting the provinces that share a vision for responsible development, economic freedom, and common sense. We're standing up for our oil and gas sector, making sure our world-class resources reach the markets that need them. Together, Alberta, Ontario, and Saskatchewan are showing what's possible when provinces step up. This agreement is about building a stronger, more connected Canada, one project at a time. As part of the MOU, the three provinces agreed to advocate for a more competitive federal regulatory environment alongside an updated federal review process based on the one project, one process principle, with deference to provincial processes. Each province also reaffirmed its commitment to fulfilling its duty to consult with Indigenous communities and to support meaningful participation in economic opportunities for Indigenous communities and proponents, including through equity partnerships in major projects. All right. That's fine. You signed a letter. Now put it into action. Do something about it. Build those rail lines. Get that land you need for the rail lines. Get that land you need for the pipelines. You want to make it so it's better? Then do it. Don't just talk about it, which, politicians are famous for doing. That's all they have going for them is gift of the gab. They can just yap and yap. But implement things, execute things, make it go. Anyway. Another story here. Flair Packaging expands the Calgary operations with new equipment and facility. Okay, so one company is expanding. Flair Packaging has expanded its Canadian manufacturing operations with the installation of a 10-color flexographic press and a solventless laminator at its facility in Calgary, Alberta, according to a company's statement. The expansion also includes the acquisition of a second plant in Calgary, adding 35,000 square feet of warehouse and production space. This new facility now houses the company's converting equipment. I don't know much about packaging, so I'll take their word for it that it's an improvement. Politicians are actually amazing that they can talk for decades and decades and nothing they say means anything or gets done. Gap, you nailed it on the head, man. That's exactly it. You're not wearing enough flair. Oh, I'm wearing 15 pieces of flair, David. That's just the minimum. Lurking and doom scrolling on X, reading about the earthquake. All right, Alex, you have yourself a good time. Try not to doom scroll too much. I sometimes get caught in that myself. Doom scrolling, and it's just like, man, I gotta stop. Have to stop and just get up and go somewhere else. But it's good to have you here. I'm glad you're lurking. The company stated that this investment is the first in a series of planned expansions aimed at increasing its Canadian manufacturing capabilities. Additional equipment installations are expected in the future. Unprecedented disruptions in recent years have exposed supply chain vulnerabilities across all industries, and we took that as a signal to evolve. There you go. A company's finally doing something about it. That's the good thing. They saw there was a problem, and they're doing something about it, and something concrete too. That said, Young So, Flair's president and owner, we saw an opportunity to help brands stay agile in the face of changing demand by integrating advanced material innovation with onshore manufacturing. Our goal has always been to make high-performance value-added packaging solutions more accessible to the North American market. Yo, it's DJ Ronnie G. You hath arriveth. You're almost home. All right. Good to hear, DJ. The new equipment is intended to support the production of specialty packaging solutions, including customized laminates designed for specific thickness, barrier, and performance requirements. The flexographic press is also expected to enhance the visual quality of printed packaging. Flair's broader North American operations include a range of high and standard barrier materials available in roll stock, from form, fill, seal, lidding, and thermoforming applications, as well as pre-made pouch formats. The company also maintains an inventory of unprinted roll stock and pouch options for labeling and customization. Well, good for them. Flair Packaging is expanding. And it looks like they were tired of having to wait for stuff from overseas, and they're like, fine, we'll just do it ourselves. I don't know if I've ever seen any Flair packaging, but maybe I keep my eyes open for it now. Ontario's investing more than $7 million to grow critical mineral supply chain. I feel like we've read that story before. CFIB sees recession in Canada as business confidence remains persistently low. What was the other one I saw here? Trump says he hasn't had a lot of luck with Canada ahead of latest tariff deadline. Oh. It's probably due to one of our idiots, our head idiot. U.S. President Donald Trump said Friday his administration hasn't had a lot of luck with Canada in its trade negotiations, tempering expectations of a deal ahead of next week's deadline to avert tariffs. I think Canada could be one where they just pay tariffs. Not really a good negotiation, Trump told reporters before departing on Marine One from the South Lawn of the White House, discussing the prospects for a deal with the European Union. Trump said there's a 50-50 chance, but the Europeans would have to first buy down their tariffs. He also boasted about the recent announcement of an agreement with Japan. But Trump said, we don't have to deal with Canada. We haven't been focused on it. Yeah, it's probably our new PM, probably Mark Carney, Alex. He's the dumb schmuck. He doesn't, no. He's ruined other countries. Trump sent a letter to Prime Minister Mark Carney threatening to impose 35% tariffs if Canada doesn't make a trade deal by August 1st. White House had said those duties would apply only to goods not compliant with the Canada-US-Mexico trade agreement. Canada is also being slapped with Trump's tariffs on steel, aluminum, and automobiles and will be hit by copper tariffs next month. Trump said Friday there is very little room to negotiate lower sectoral tariffs on steel and aluminum. Those duties are a critical target for Canadian trade negotiators, as Canada is a major supplier of steel and aluminum to the United States. Canadian officials have also been working to lower expectations of a new economic and security agreement with the U.S. ahead of Trump's August 1st deadline. On Tuesday, Carney said, we'll use all the time that's necessary, and Ottawa will only agree to a deal if there's one on the table that is in the best interest of Canadians. Well, that's not going to happen. What an idiot. Of course it's not going to happen. Why would the U.S. make a deal that's in the best interest of Canadians? Canada-U.S. Trade Minister Dominic LeBlanc was in Washington this week and said Thursday he was feeling encouraged after a meeting with U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick and Republican senators in Washington. LeBlanc said he would be returning to the United States Capitol next week for further meetings, but indicated that getting to a deal will require additional time. The minister's office said it would not be commenting on Trump's Friday statements about negotiations with Canada. Kirsten Hillman, Canada's ambassador to the U.S., said Thursday that there is a time when the deal is the right deal. Wow, pretty profound words there. You're a genius. I wonder how you got your job. It's important for us to be in a position to continue negotiating until we get to that point, she said. There can be a lot of heated rhetoric during trade talks, said Candice Lang, President and CEO of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce. She said businesses must continue to build resilience and diversify their trade. Instead of reacting to what's being said minute by minute, we should focus on the long-term goal, getting a good deal for Canada, whether by August 1st or not, Lang said in a media statement. So long as our countries keep talking trade, there's hope for a positive outcome. That's MIT language there. Yeah, exactly, Gap. Yep. Yeah, that's she done gone to schooling. What else we got here? Free trade carve-outs key and potential deal between U.S. and Canada. Ontario launches $260 million fund to upskill workers in manufacturing and trades. Oh, let's look at that one. That's relevant. The Ontario government has opened applications for the 6th round of its Skills Development Fund training system, allocating $260 million to support workforce training and upskilling across key sectors, including manufacturing, construction, automotive, and skilled trades. That's what we like to see, you guys. Skilled trades getting some funding. According to a press statement, the funding is intended to help employers and training organizations address labor shortages and prepare workers for in-demand roles, particularly as the province navigates economic uncertainty and ongoing U.S. trade pressures. Eligible applicants include employers, training providers, labor unions, indigenous organizations, and industry associations. Proposals can be submitted through the Transfer Payment Ontario until October the 1st. And then it goes through a list of the funded projects. Okay. Just make sure, Ontario, you better make sure that you're getting a more skilled tradesmen out there. I think that's enough from Plant Magazine. Let's move along to some of the other articles that I've found here. This one is from the Globe and Mail. Campus addresses Canada's skilled trade shortage. A skilled trades post-secondary campus in Cambridge, Ontario is set to become one of the biggest of its kind in Canada as demand for tradesmen surges across the country. Phase 2 of Conestoga College's skilled trades campus, now under construction, is on track to welcome students in the fall of 2026. Once complete, the 221,671,000 square foot building will join the Phase 1 structure, a 335,000 square foot facility that opened in fall of 2022. The planned $155 million investment for Phase 2 of the campus, designed by Diamond Schmidt Architects, is intended to support the growing need for skilled trades positions and to attract a broader, more diverse student population. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about attracting broader, diverse student population. If they want to go there, they'll go there. Estimates are that we're looking for approximately 700,000 skilled trades workers who are expected to retire in the next few years, says Susan Moyer, Dean of Conestoga School of Trades and Apprenticeship. Conestoga has always been committed to skilled trades training, but we just felt the need to do our part to contribute to that pipeline. What? Conestoga has always been committed to skilled trades training, but we just felt the need to do our part to contribute to that pipeline. What? Once again, a genius talking. I don't get it. Like, anyway. Hey, Aris, how you doing, man? Good to see ya. The labor shortage is well documented in Canada. According to 2024 Statistics Canada report, more than 245,100 construction workers are expected to retire by 2032, while the number of apprenticeship holders between the ages of 25 and 64 has either stagnated or decreased in construction, mechanic and repair technologies, and precision production. The expected retirement of construction tradesmen means the industry will need to recruit 351,000 new workers by 2033, according to National Industry Organization's BuildForce Canada. If I wake up at the right time this week, you might finally achieve your boyhood dream of witnessing a street resurfacing scraper machine in action. Hey! Nice. And Conestoga is the name of the ship from Enterprise. That's one series I gotta get. I gotta buy the whole series on DVD so me and the wife can watch it. It was the one that set up the Lost Colony at Terra Nova. Okay. To account for the gap, governments and institutions are investing in promoting the skilled trades in 2024. The federal government announced $74.6 million investment for recruitment and training skilled trades programs, while Humber Polytechnic in Toronto has also expanded its Center for Skilled Trades and Technology. Yes, do that. Expand it. The second phase of Conestoga's Skilled Trades campus is a 2-story building that's part of a multi-year project designed to consolidate the majority of the college's skilled trades and apprenticeship programs currently offered at isolated campuses across Southern Ontario into one location. You got faith of the heart that you'll get it on DVD or I see what you did there. I remember the opening theme song of Enterprise. You betcha. I think I have it on. I recorded it on VHS. The very first pilot episode of Enterprise. Still have it. It's on VHS. It's a real evolution for Conestoga, explains Mike Szabo, principal at Diamond Schmidt. The college previously had a number of facilities, which are generally repurposed industrial buildings distributed throughout the Kitchener, Waterloo, and Cambridge areas. The first phase of Conestoga's Skilled Trades campus, designed by Walter Fetty and Moriyama Tashima Architects, is home to a majority of the college's construction and industrial trade programs, with 50% of the building dedicated to hands-on workshops and labs. The second phase will bring many of the remaining trades programs at other sites under one roof. That's going to get real crowded, everybody. I mean, I hope they know what they're doing. If they're going to try to get everybody all under one roof, it's going to be really crowded there. Mr. Szabo says the second phase is a shift toward creation of a community. Since Conestoga is interested in improving the student experience, an athletics facility fitness area, and esports center were built next to the structure's main entrance. To attract and retain students on campus, you need to really foster that community experience and social life, he says. Well, does it have a bar? Because the place I went, the trade school I went to, it had a bar on campus. You know, and all the stuff. It had ice rink, you know, swimming. You could do all sorts of stuff if you really wanted to stick around and take full advantage of everything. You could. There was a lot of stuff to go to. When designing the structure, the architect wanted the building to act as a living lab for students to see the full range of construction techniques used, says Mr. Sabo, referencing reinforced concrete, structural steel, and mass timber. He added, there's a long serpentine canopy with wood decking that links the Phase 1 and 2 buildings. Conestoga has a masonry program, so the base of the building is all brick masonry to link to that. The building's living lab concept was expanded to its interiors, too, both through the construction materials used and its sustainable design features, including triple glazing and radiant floor heating in all the workshops. If we are skilled trades leaders, we want to actually demonstrate the highest level of performance, says Mr. Zabo. The heating is on the floor, so while the students are working, they're not on a cold, hard concrete floor. Yeah, not like it's going to be out when they get into industry there. They're gonna get babied, but they're gonna be in for a real treat when they get out to the real world. Hey, what's up, James? How you doing? Your noxel doesn't go that far? The building is also configured in a way that matches its purpose. The ground floor features high bay workshops while teaching areas, while the second floor is home to conventional classrooms. Sucks in the hard times? Yeah, it does. As Conestoga upgrades its skilled trades campus, the college is seeing more Gen Z students enroll in its School of Trades and Apprenticeship program. That's been fairly consistent for us, Ms. Moyer says. Over the last 4 to 5 years, 70% of our post-secondary students in the trades were 24 or under. Gen Z, those born between 1997 and 2012, are gravitating towards skilled trades jobs and apprenticeship programs. In 2022, more than 81,000 Canadians registered in apprenticeship programs, an 11.6% increase from a year earlier, according to StatsCan. At the same time, 18 to 25-year-olds accounted for almost 25% of all new hires of U.S. skilled trades jobs in 2024, even though the group only accounted for 14% of the overall working population, according to data from payroll company Gusto. Oh, grease me up, grease nozzle? Yeah, it's grease me up, James. You got to grease me up. There are many factors that have led to this shift, including a brief that the hands-on nature of skilled trade jobs makes it less likely AI can replace them. Gen Z workers have also expressed interest in the ability to earn money and start work straight out of high school, learn new skills, and pursue a career to enjoy. It's a giant circle. It just occurred to me. It's a giant circle, everybody. Because before they were telling people to go into college and university, that's what people did. They went straight out of high school and got a job. They didn't have to go to college or university. So we've just made a giant circle back to the early 1900s, where you got out of high school and got a job. So, yeah, everything's a circle. Might be a circle jerk. I'm not sure yet, David. Depends on, depends on where we end up with that. You were watching Redonkulous? I don't know what that is, James. It's a bean, not a plastic map. Calling Jill's. With the growing demand for skilled trades, there's also pressing need to challenge outdated stereotypes and promote these careers with women. That's partly why Conestoga College offers female-specific programs such as Engineering, Technology, and Trades for Women initiative and its day-long Jill of All Trades event. The latter, founded and trademarked in 2014, introduces teenagers between grades 9 and 12 to the skilled trades. Don't segregate out the women here. First of all, they don't want to do the jobs. They don't want to come and do the trades jobs. So stop making it like they are. They aren't. Not a lot of them want to get into it. So knock it off. By 2026, Jill of All Trades plans to expand to 35 locations across Canada and the U.S., offering more than 100 events, bringing about 325 high school-aged women for a day to participate in the Jill of All Trades program. We have wait lists for the program every year. Yeah, sure you do. Sure you do. Women don't want to work in the trades. They don't. They don't want to get dirty. They don't want to lift up heavy things. You're going to find a few, but that'll be like maybe 3%, maybe 5% max. Oh, it's a veteran thing. Gotcha. Say hello to Channel West Coast for you. Women that actually want to do trades are super awesome at it, though. You met one? I mean, yes, I'm not saying they're not good at it. What I'm saying is they don't want to do it. The majority of women don't want to do it. Or they're butches. Yeah, there you go, AC. But the ones I've known 2 female welders. They did good work. Instrumentation technician worked with. She was good. I've had a female apprentice for a millwright, and she was awesome. She was just fantastic. She learned quick, and she never gave up. She was always great. So I'm not saying they're bad. I'm saying the majority of women don't want to do it. It's a small percentage, no doubt. Yes, James. And not a lot of women on offshore oil. No. It's not. Yeah, they don't want to be secluded out there. Moving along here, this one is from Mike Rowe. And everyone knows who Mike Rowe is. At least you should. He's the guy that used to be on that program called Dirty Jobs, and he'd go and do them just to see what they were like. And I believe I've been referred to as Mike Rowe Light by Angry Canadian. Gave me that moniker, which I really appreciated. I thought it was pretty funny. So yes, I am Mike Rowe Light. She set tools, you handle materials, neither could do the other's job. There you go. Let's see what Mike Rowe has to say. With billions of dollars pouring into fuel America's contributions to the ongoing artificial intelligence race, Mike Rowe believes we are living through what he calls a modern-day Manhattan Project. However, America's AI efforts face their own set of hurdles, including a lack of skilled tradesmen to build the energy and data center infrastructure needed to power AI. Honestly, if we're going to build stuff for AI, maybe we should always try to put some safeguards in as well. Like if AI goes out of control, you just go up to a building and pull a linchpin out and the whole building collapses or something. Just something like that so that AI doesn't get too out of control. When we took shop class out of high school, we sent a pretty clear message to the workforce. Rowe, the host of Dirty Jobs, told Fox News, "We put our thumb on the scale. We made a real judgment call. Consequently, we have 7.6 million open jobs right now in those skilled labor fields." And Rowe isn't the only one ringing the alarm bell. Nobel laureate Geoffrey Hinton, often called the godfather of AI, also recommended blue-collar skills as a way to prepare for the age of automation. I'd say it's going to be a long time before AI is as good at physical manipulation as us. And so a good bet would be to be a plumber, Hinton said on the Diary of a CEO podcast. As more experts urge Americans to rethink their career paths, could now be the moment to consider rolling up your sleeves and going to trade school. Here's what you need to know. And don't let your age deter you from going to trade school. I knew a fellow who was 50 years old when he got his journeyman ticket. So it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You were up and down ladders all day with material. She spun wrenches with the best of them. There you go. You always like that when you have that good, synchronicity. You guys are in sync and you're, If someone's good at their job, good. That's great. I don't care, man, woman. As long as you're good at your job and you work hard. I've said this before on my stream. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. Work hard. If you work hard, good. I'll respect you and we will get more work done. Mike Rowe versus waiting. Oh, boo. Boo. That's terrible, James. Perhaps the best reason to consider a career in the trades is the projected shortage of skilled labor workers in the near future. I mean, the shortage is happening now. It's happening now, not later. So get out there, get yourself into one of the trades because the shortage is here. It's not coming. It's here. Sadly, she was also married. No, I mean, that's how it goes. Nearly 1.9 million manufacturing jobs could go unfilled over the next decade, according to the study from the Manufacturing Institute and Deloitte. Meanwhile, America could be short about 550,000 plumbers by 2027, according to The Hill. Yo, what's up, Godzillionaire? How you doing? Everyone's favorite kaiju. Needed to use a thumbnail of Marin with a stream title like that? Missed opportunity. But then that's deceptive, Godzillionaire, and I'm not going to be deceptive to you guys. I'm not going to be one of those clickbait guys. We all have crap river with chopsticks. Figure it the feck out or not. That's right, James. Put simply, there's growing demand for blue-collar workers while white-collar staffers face dwindling demand and potential layoffs. As a consequence, skilled trade workers have more bargaining power to achieve better wages. Between 2020 and 2024, average wages across the skilled trade sectors grew 20%, according to McKinsey & Company. Experienced electricians, elevator installers, construction managers, and HVAC technicians can earn $100,000 or more per year. And I've said previous streams, HVAC. People want to be warm in the winter and cool in the summer. You're always working if you're an HVAC guy. And the fact that those trades do not require an advanced college degree also reduces the burden on young people willing to acquire these skills. James, you hate house plumbing? It's terrible. It can be bad. Especially if there's water damage is the worst. Grease up sounds like clickbait. Hey, come on, Gap. You'll see I'm going to get to it. It's usually happens. My titles I put in my stream are usually when I'm going to do picture time. So, just so you're aware. They absolutely will be replaced AI. Ooh. There's a tsunami warning for you, AC. I hope you're going to be all right, man. Trade schools are relatively inexpensive, and organizations such as Rose Microworks Foundation have helped thousands of young professionals achieve six-figure salaries without taking on massive student debt. However, before you ditch your cubicle for a construction site, it's worth considering some of the drawbacks for this bold career move. Oh, I want to hear this. Being a blue-collar worker could be lucrative, but only after you've gained sufficient skills and experience. Duh. That's with any job. You're not going to come out of school and be like, yes, I know everything, and I can fix anything, and I never break things. That's wrong. It's the wrong way to think. You come out of school and you just know the bare minimum, and you're going to break a lot of equipment. So that's what's going to happen. For instance, the average apprenticeship for construction workers could be slightly longer than 4 years, according to the American. 4 years is about the average. 3 years is pretty standard for some trades. Sometimes it's 4. Rarely is it going to be 5, but that's what happens. According to the American Apprenticeship Initiative, making matters worse, your earnings are likely to start relatively low during your apprenticeship, which means it could be several years before you crack the six-figure. Yes, you're an apprentice. You earn a percentage of the journeyman rate. usually 60% when you start out. So 60% of journeyman rate, then the next year it's 70, the next year it's 80, next year it's 90. So it's going to be low because you're an apprentice, but you're going to learn, and every time you go to school, you're going to get your raise. So this I don't see any cons yet. This guy doesn't explain things very well. Hey, what's up, Vertex? How you doing? That's why engineers get such a bad rap. A lot honestly believe they know everything once they graduate. Yeah. That's their downfall. Yeah, and any of my friends here on the West Coast, be careful, eh? Careful of the look. Be on the lookout for that, just in case. Another disadvantage with blue-collar work is that it's highly physical and may be better suited for younger workers. Mining, construction, and agricultural workers have relatively high rates of workplace injuries, according to the AFL-CIO. These risks are higher for older workers, which could push tradespeople to consider early retirement than their white-collar peers. Yes, it's physical, but once you do the physical stuff, and there's rules there. I don't know, maybe not in the States or whatever, but depending on the company you're with, there's rules. You can't lift up more than 50 pounds. Yeah, if you do, you have to go get some help. 2-man lift. Go get a forklift. Anything like that. So don't wreck your back by lifting things and such like that. And the more you do it, the more you're going to get in shape. A lot of tradesmen are going to be in good shape, because they do a lot of walking, a lot of lifting, a lot of climbing, and they're carrying a lot of heavy stuff. So they are going to be in good shape. That's the ego inflation debt thing. Yeah, that's right. 8.8 on the Richter scale, the earthquake, and yes, some engineers do have the ignorance of certain ones that have a lot of experience across multiple disciplines, those so don't necessarily undersell. You were once on the engineering track? Learn by doing, like everything else. Yes, James. You miss being active in your job. Sitting at a desk all day sucks. I mean, yeah, I have a hard time. I do a lot of paperwork and I work on the computer a lot, Godzillionaire, but I do get out and do a lot of stuff today. Well, you'll see. I got video for you guys. So we'll just get through this. I just want to debunk some of these more moronic things this article is saying. You're still strong, but fat, old, and slow? Oh, no! Working on trying to re-image your laptop? It sucks. Oh, yeah. No kidding. Finally, the current lack of automation in the trades might be temporary. Several tech giants and startups are working on humanoid robots, and there are already prototypes of autonomous machines for construction as well as shipbuilding and welding. Okay. Welding, but what about... I think they're years away from getting robots and stuff to do the trades work. Also, they won't be able to spot things as good. I grease myself up and yell, "Can't catch me!" while running through the plant. Yeah. I'm the D-sub-tiff guy. You can't catch me. Amazon already has roughly 1 million robots in its warehouses, and the company's workforce could be more robotic than human in the near future, according to the Wall Street Journal. The bottom line: there are plenty of advantages and disadvantages to switching your career to the trades. If you're young and enthusiastic about gaining hands-on experience, this could be the right move. Also, do it now while us older tradesmen are still around and we can pass our knowledge on to you. That's what I'm worried about. I want them to eventually hire someone that's going to take over for me, so I can pass on my knowledge to the next generation, and then I can quietly fade away in the sunset for retirement. That's my plan. Whether it goes that way, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But if you've already built soft skills over several years and don't find physical labor enjoyable, this might not be the best move for you. Yeah, okay. People should try to be more active, really. Your degree was in computer engineering, but most of what was hardware interfacing with electrical systems and stuff. You're a software developer now, and sometimes they call sometimes they call us software engineers. Software engineering really is not as well defined a discipline as any other engineering discipline, however, and because of that, you don't think the title fits. There you are. People are the ultimate multi-purpose workers. Yes, they are, James. You bet they are. Saw that law firms are using AI to do work. 1 to 3 year law grads were doing. Way to make sure your profession dies. Yeah. For most disciplines, even if you have engineering degree, if you haven't taken the fundamentals of engineering exam, practice for a while, and then take more tests for a P. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. You're not really an engineer until you have the training, the knowledge, and the experience to do it. Yeah, and that's why I think that most engineers should have to do a mandatory 2 years in the field, meaning they don't get to sit behind their desk on a computer and do CAD and stuff like that. They need to be forced to get out in the field and get that hands-on experience. Work with the tradesman, like work hand in hand with a tradesman, and then they can see what you encounter on the job site. You got your PE 7 years ago and never used it. Oh, wow. Okay, well, that's it for that. Let's move along now. You know what time it is. Say it with me, everybody. It's picture time. It's picture time. Let me just move around some windows here. Engineers should also have to use the products they design. Yeah. Seeing as how you design this, you use it all the time. You're not a real engineer until you've been cussed out by a machinist for a crappy drawing you did. Yeah, right. Yeah. Have you had a strip ripped off you? Nope. You're not an engineer yet. General's lost touch because his son shines his shoes. Oh no. You've always known you've never been able to do some type of computer engineering work you're trained to do, but you do love building software and testing it. There you are. All right, here we go, fellas. Let me see. Go here, go here. I have a... yes. Okay. Let me get this set up here. Turn that down. And screen capture. Here we go. All right. Video for you guys. So today was the day that it required me to go around and grease all motors and bearings. Because I'm on a 3,000 hour timer, and when the work orders get spit out by the computer that it's time to do it, it's time to do it. So this thing is a heat exchanger, by the way. So there's 2 big fans, and up above is like a giant radiator. And all it does is cools down the liquid. And here I was hoping you were going to break out into the song as per musical Grease. You're the one that I want. You are the one I want. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Actually, I won't torture you guys with that. Here we go. We're going up, and to access it, we go up and out. And here we are. Just getting situated. Oh, there's the bearing. There's the other bearing up there. There's the spinning fan. There's as you can see, there's the heat exchanger. You are not at all worth a feck until you're missing some strips of hide from backups you can't deny. Not everybody has to have an accident in order to prove their skill and experience. But some people, only way to learn is through error. Sometimes, yep, you got it. Yep, we got the Dodge bearings. Yep, there's the motor. The motor does not have Some motors do, but some motors don't have grease zerks on them. So some motors you can grease, some you can't, but then you have to use special electrical grease. And yeah, it's running. It's a triple belt. So there's it's not the best shot. But there it is running in there. It's all covered up by a guard. And there's the Dodge bearings. This thing over here is a vibration sensor. Motor shaft rusty as hell. Yeah, well, it's exposed. It's all outside. Hopefully none of the hackers try to hack that heat exchanger and steal some of the deposited heat. Yeah, right, eh? But yes, we have vibration sensors on the bearings so we can get an alert when there's if there's going to be a failure. But yeah, those are what needed to be greased up today. So you go in here, you go underneath, you duck down, you climb up. There you can see the box there. That white box is what transmits all the data from the vibration sensors. So you apply the lube while in motion. Yes, actually it's better to do it while it's in motion, Veritax. And it's just grease. So it's grease when they add thickeners to oil. They take oil and they add thickeners to it, usually soap, and and that makes it grease. And other additives as well. Make it high pressure and stuff like that and resistant to heat. Hey, Fabric, how you doing? You made it. Give me that copper. Yes, so there you go. So I got a picture of that one and a picture of that one. So both bearings got greased today. That is just one of our exchangers, which is quite large. Like I say, I'm standing in it, so. Thick booty oil is grease. There you go. You're a Dapper Dan man yourself? Yeah, a little dab will do you. And you can see, if I back it up a bit, that there's right there is the vibration monitor for the motor. You show up dry and I got out the lube. You show up late, right? Show up late, I got out the lube. So yeah, there you are. That's the vibration sensor for the motor. So we can see whether the motor has anything wrong with it. Whether it's going to lose its mind and fail on us. Because you don't want to lose our heat exchangers. Otherwise, the cooling down of the material, or the liquid, is not going to happen. Paging Dr. Folds. Dr. Fabric Folds. So yeah. Better to grease them up when it's running. That way it gets distributed better. The bearing grabs the grease and smears it all around. And now I got one more for you guys. I got another one here. Let me see. Nope, not that. There we go. Okay. Did I get a picture of it? No, I didn't. Okay. I'll show you the video first. It'll make more sense to you guys. So, as I said before, I'm doing the 3,000 hour lubrication for the machinery. And there's always the one, and I want to show you guys this. that is completely not maintenance friendly at all. It is the absolute worst thing for accessing here we go. So here it is. This is a exhaust fan. There's the guard that's covering the motor and bearings I need to get at. This thing is tall. That's like a 4-foot tall guard covering that. Right? Go around this way. Nope. No access here. And that's it there. This thing is all covered up. No access points at all. I can't get anything. So what do I have to do? I have to take that off. And this is what it looks like with it off. So that guard, not maintenance friendly. You should have just said German. Yeah, it is German. It's not maintenance friendly. So this guard is right here, and it's covering the motor and the shaft with the bearings. And the shivs, of course. But it's... I went to my process engineer and I said, hey, can we make this so I can cut a hole in this or an access port? Or can we get a new guard made that I can just reach the bearings without having to take the whole thing off? Because this thing is just ridiculous to try to lug around off that. Anyway, yeah, that's what it was. That's what it looks like. There's a close-up of the shiv and the bearing. Here's the other one. There's the picture of the motor. So yeah, once that was off, I was able to grease up both bearings, and I put this back on, and what should have been a 5-minute job turned into a 20-minute job because removing the guard, putting it back on, torch some holes in that guard, weld some nuts, and make an access panel. You know what, Godzilla? I'd love to, but we have something called a management of change, and we can't alter machinery, and I don't want to get in trouble, and I'm not losing my job over that. So I had to go through the proper administrative channels and start a management of change so that I can get either a new guard built or get it so that an access hatch can be cut in here, and it has to be done the proper way. I have to follow administrative procedures. So, wife bought an Atlas, and what a pain to maintenance those security lugs. Someone needs to dust more often. It is dirty. Yeah, it is. It is dirty up there. You'd always have to wonder if the tradesman that taught you to do this job looked at you and said, "This job takes time, but you'll have to bear with it." I mean, yeah. Yeah, it wasn't not the best thing, especially when other ones are a lot quicker to do, like that first video I showed you. That thing's like climb in, squirts of grease in each bearing, boom, boom, done. This thing, screw around removing a guard, getting in there, then greasing it, then putting the guard back on. Yeah, not the best. So I'm going to keep harping on them until they do something. MOC in Canada, the machine's old. Has a thought about unaliving itself. Hey, it doesn't have health care. Yeah, MOC, management of change, is what you do to initiate a change in machinery and such, and it has to be documented and approved and everything like that. So What is Canadian OSHA called? Oh, sorry. Pretty good, Fabric. Nice. When you go home, you can tell everybody you went undercover today. Oh, boo! Yeah. So that was pretty much it. It was just all about, and the entire job took about, to grease all the bearings and motors in the plant took about 4 hours to do. So it's not a small job, but it takes a majority of the day and you have to separate out motor grease from the just the regular general purpose stuff. So don't get those mixed up. You know, a 5-gallon water bottle and manage your change. Yeah, there you go. Pennies. Am I right? That's socialized free healthcare right there. Yeah. Have you guys decided to get rid of the penny yet? I heard the US might be thinking about it. Getting rid of the penny. Canada got rid of the penny in 2012. Need fire for your smokes? Does Canada have nationalized building code? Dirkish, welcome. I haven't seen you around before. A nationalized building code? It might be by province. I haven't looked into building codes, but I'm pretty sure that there might be some federal codes to observe, but there's probably a lot of provincial ones as well. Only 4 hours, those are rookie numbers, got to bump those up. I don't want to take any longer than that. I want my job done in a timely fashion so I can get on to the next one. We can't even get permanent standard time? Yeah. Get rid of daylight savings. That's enough of that nonsense. I'm tired of that. It's not necessary anymore. Just get rid of it and we'll all be happier. You don't have to suffer through losing an hour or even gaining an hour. So yeah, that was my day, and that's why I put Grease Me Up, because there was a lot of grease going on today. You don't know if you trust a pro Vince code. You really have to know who the Vince was behind. Oh, Veritax and the dad jokes in full effect. They're not in building codes. We watch Red Green. Yes, Dirkish, we are metric here. Yeah, but you know what? We use both. At the facility I'm at, we will use Celsius and Fahrenheit. We will also use inches, centimeters, millimeters, all that stuff. You know the real problem with Canada? What is it, James? What's the real problem? The godforsaken murder geese. Ah, Cobra chickens. Yes. Yeah. Daylight savings time was something nobody asked for. Exactly. Just useless. Metric grease. We use the metric grease. That's right. So yeah, that's what I got today for pictures there, fellas. It was, yeah, it was a pretty quiet week so far. So I know I'll have more for you guys next week. Leading up to shutdown, though, it's probably going to be less pictures, though, because I'm going to be busy. We use 19.75 millimeter here in the state of confusion. Red, green, any tools could be the right tool, right? No, not right. Well, you know, girls, if they don't find you handsome, they should at least find you handy. That's usually what he would say, wouldn't it? And keep your stick on the ice. And he'd always worry about his nephew, Harold. A lot of Americans know that 27.5 grams is equal to an ounce. Gee, I wonder why that is, David. If Alberta joins the U.S., we'll have to insist on measurements in freedom units. I don't think it'll be a problem, Fabric. Like I say, we do already. Like, we have both. You know, our tape measures have inches and centimeters on them. I measure things in thousandths of an inch, like if I want precise measurement. Almost 20, but not for rust clearance. For clearance. There you are. Yeah. Almost 20. Metric is for sissies and Quebecers. Yeah, you like the Quebecer, huh? Fabrique folds, huh? We like to measure it in gallons or liters per syrup squared, you know. You're a carpenter in Australia and you can't understand how using Imperial would make things quicker. It's just what we're used to, Dirkish. Yeah, a carpenter, hey, that's all right. I don't think I've had a carpenter on my show yet. That'd be pretty. I'd like to, try to interview some other tradesmen. And if you're a carpenter, I'm interested. And it's just like I say, it's just what we grew up with. I was born at the time when Canada was switching over from Imperial to metric. And yeah, it's never gone away. We're so close with our American neighbors. It's just the measurements just, yeah, we can convert back and forth fairly easily. Harlod was in Revenge of the Nerds. He's great. Harold was also on an episode of Stargate. Ah, was he? Imperial measurements got us to the moon, or so they say. Yeah. Let's go back to drams and hogsheads, or hogsheads. Yeah, and cubits. Don't forget to go to cubits. You never trust a measurement system that requires me to give up 27.5 grams to have a unit. By the way, grams is what our kids call one grandmother. That's pretty good. Almost all of Stargate was filmed in Canada somewhere. Yeah, it might have been Vancouver. I'm not sure. I didn't look into that myself. I know that Rumble in the Bronx was filmed in Vancouver, one of Jackie Chan's movies. They tried to make it double as New York. It was pretty funny. Could be worse. You could measure everything in cup size like the French. Oh, I would like a Royale with cheese because we do not know what a quarter pounder is. It's metric, so. Furlongs by fortnights. Yeah, there you go. Wobbly Pops got ya. Yeah, I was in BC. James, right on. Enjoyed the show. Everybody have a good. Yeah. We're. I'm just quietly gonna wrap up here, guys. SGA1 was an awesome series. I liked the movie. The movie was good. Metric would be so easy to figure out. Should be worldwide. It is, Dirkish. It is worldwide. It's only the United States and one other country, I think, that use Imperial. Everywhere else is metric. Fucking French. Anyways, I want to thank everybody that come out tonight. We're going to wrap things up here. Watch the series, far better than the movie. Oh, okay. There was a couple spin-offs too, wasn't there, Godzilla? There. But yeah, guys, appreciate you guys stopping by tonight. Make sure, hey, can you hit that like button for me? I've talked about this before with YouTube and their shenanigans about counting views and all that. So it's kind of disheartening that it has to be like that. So yeah, Dirkish, hope to see you again, man. Make sure you guys, like, subscribe, tell your friends, spread the word, let them know old Pop's here. I'm here Tuesday nights and on the weekends, on Saturdays and Sundays. It's the only country everyone wants money from that uses Imperial. Yep. We're actually changing our unit of measurement to the Trump. 3 Trumps as a decal. Nice. Coffee's only 6 ounces, unless it's an espresso. There you go. And I'm glad you spelt that right, James. Everyone thinks there's an X in espresso, and there is not. And when Mars Explorer probe crashed into the surface because of metric imperial to conversion, it's no joke. That's funny, Veritax. Make sure you guys check out these other YouTubers, streamers, like Pacific 414 and DJ Ronnie G, who was in the chat earlier. Brandon the Anime Guy, Carl at the RG Podcast, Tomby, Angry Canadian, who was in the chat as well. It was good seeing you, AC. Nerdporo Lifeform, Punkwaddle, that's everyone's favorite penguin. And don't forget Infinite Metal. You can find him on Kick and Twitch. He does some fine retro gaming. And then there's Call Me Kixie. She's a VTuber of all things. And very family friendly and really a joy to watch her. She plays retro games or indie games as well. So it's someone else to watch. Express D's nuts. James is a man of culture. Of course he is. Of course. You think Napoleon liked his cannons rated by poundage? Okay. Coming up, guys. Saturday. It's Retro Game Day. I am still continuing on with Oracle of Seasons for the Game Boy Color. Got through one dungeon. Now I got to find the next dungeon. On Sunday anime chat. If you like anime like I like anime, you'll want to be there. It's the start of a new month. It's August. And there's going to be a new theme for the month. What is it going to be? Don't know yet. But when I do, you guys will know. I'll come up with something. And it's also a long weekend. It's going to be a holiday on Monday for me. So right on. Long weekend for Pop this weekend. All right. And then once again, it'll be Tuesday, and we'll be back here again with more articles, more insight into the industrial side of things. We'll see who's shutting down companies or who's expanding, where things are going, who's wasting money. All that good stuff. B-17, how you doing? The Russians made an orchestra piece that uses 21 cannons as instruments. You knew 30 centimeters and 12 inches were damn near the same, a disappointment to the size queens. 1812 Overture, there you go. Tchaikovsky actually hated that piece after making it. Oh. I do like listening to a bit of Tchaikovsky, though. Anyways, thanks for coming out tonight, guys. I really appreciate it. I had fun. I hope you did, too. And I hope to see you next time, either on Saturday and Sunday or on the next Trades Talk. And I hope to see more new faces and more of the familiar ones that have always come by and supported me. I really appreciate it. But until then, everyone, I've been Pop, and I am signing off.